Welcome students, this is Ravi Shankar. See, today we are going to study about the motional EMF in Unit 4. What do you mean by that motional EMF? See, the name itself is self-explanatory. Motional EMF means the EMF or the electromotive force that can be got due to the motion of a conductor, So due to the motion of the conductor, if you can able to get the EMF, then we are calling that EMF as motional EMF. When we are taking this motional EMF, there are two ways by which we can able to get the motional EMF. So in our book, they have discussed the two methods. One of the method by Lorentz force. So with the help of the Lorentz force, we can able to get motional EMF. And the second method with the help of Faraday's law. So by Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, by using the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, we can able to get what? We can able to get this EMF called to be motional EMF. First of all, let us go with the method. How using the Lorentz force, we can able to get this motional EMF. See, when you are considering the Lorentz force already in your third chapter, that is regarding the magnetic effects of electrical current, you might have studied about the Lorentz force. What do you mean by this Lorentz force? Force experienced on a charged particle in motion. Force experienced on a charged particle while in motion. Charged particle in motion. So the force experienced on a charged particle which is in motion. That force we are calling it out as the magnetic Lorentz force. Usually magnetic Lorentz force is given by F vector or FB vector is equal to Q into the charge that is in motion multiplied with the cross product of velocity and the magnetic field. So this formula is a general formula which represents the Lorentz force. Using this Lorentz force, we can able to calculate the motional EMF. So first of all, let us consider the first method. So we are going to calculate the motional EMF using Lorentz force. Let us take. So in order to explain this, first of all, I am considering an uniform magnetic field. And let us take that uniform magnetic field is acting perpendicular to the plane of the paper and inwards. So a uniform magnetic field acting perpendicular to the plane of the paper and inwards is represented by drawing what? Represented by drawing crosses. So the crosses drawn on the paper indicates a uniform magnetic field acting perpendicular to the plane of the paper and acting inwards. So that magnetic field, let us consider it as B. Now, inside this magnetic field, a conductor is being placed. So the conductor is placed perpendicular to that of the magnetic field. And let us take the length of the conductor AB as L. So let L be the length of the conductor. So let us write, let L be the length of the conductor. And when you are considering this conductor is placed inside the magnetic field. So the conductor AB is placed perpendicular to the magnetic field, B, or we can say perpendicular to the magnetic field, and the value of the magnetic field is considered to be B. Now what I am going to do is, this conductor is made to move towards right with velocity v. So now you move the conductor towards right. Move the conductor towards right. So when I am moving the conductor towards right, I am moving it with the velocity. So move the conductor to the right with a velocity of what? With a velocity v. So when you are moving the conductor towards the right with the velocity v, automatically the free electrons in this conductor is also moving with the same velocity. So when the conductor is moved towards the right with the velocity v, then the free electrons in the conductor, is also moving with same velocity. So free electrons in the conductor are also move with what? Are also move with same velocity. Okay. When the free electrons are moving with the velocity v inside this magnetic field, then that free electrons will be experiencing magnetic Lorentz force. What I have told this magnetic Lorentz force? Magnetic Lorentz force is the force experienced by the moving charges. Here the electrons are in motion. When the electrons are in motion, then inside the magnetic field, when the charged particle electron is moving, it experiences a force called to be magnetic Lorentz force. So what I am writing, since the free electrons are moving with the same velocity, the electrons are experiencing what? The electrons are experiencing a force called to be what force? Magnetic Lorentz force. Magnetic Lorentz force. So what is that magnetic Lorentz force? That magnetic Lorentz force, see, the electrons are experiencing a force called to be magnetic Lorentz force, acting along what direction? Acting from what? Acting from B to A. Using Fleming's left hand rule, we can able to determine the direction. So therefore, what is that magnetic Lorentz force? The magnetic Lorentz force, we are writing it as FB vector is equal to, see, in general, I have written F vector is equal to, I can say, in general, magnetic Lorentz forces F vector equal to Q into V vector cross V vector. Here for electron, so the charge of the electron, I am writing it as minus E. Velocity with which the electron is in motion is considered to be V vector cross. What is the velocity? What is the magnetic field? The value of the magnetic field is V. Therefore, again, I am writing the magnetic Lorentz force acquired or experienced by the electron is given by FB, which is equal to, it is a vector quantity, which is equal to minus of E into V vector cross V vector. This we are calling it out as the force experience. Now, due to the Lorentz force, what will happen? This Lorentz force makes the electron to move from B to A. So, when more and more amount of electrons are traveling, then the electrons will get accumulated at the end A, which develops a large potential at A due to negative charges. So, at the B, you will have the positive charges. So, in between B and A large potential difference is established. Because of that potential difference, a large electrical field is established in between B and A. So, what is the concept? See, due to this Lorentz force, what happens? Electrons are moving from B to A and gets concentrated or gets accumulated. Accumulated means it is a the gathering of more and more electrons at A. So it's get accumulated at end A. Due to the accumulation, what happens? See, which makes or which develops a large potential difference, See, between A and B, if you are having a large potential difference, that establishes or that produces, a large electrical field. Why? We know that electrical field E is equal to V by D. So potential difference is high, means electrical field developed is also high. In what direction that electrical field will be applied? See, it establishes a large electrical field directed B to A in the direction, or we can say directed from where to where? Directed from B to A. Hope you should have understood. What happens? See, when I am placing the rod AB inside the uniform magnetic field perpendicularly and moving the rod towards the right, then the free electrons inside the rod also moving with the same velocity V. When the free electrons which are negatively charged moves inside the conductor or moves inside the magnetic field, they are experiencing a force called to be magnetic Lorentz force. That magnetic Lorentz force is given by the formula. See, here I have written FB is equal to minus of E into V vector cross B vector. Because of this Lorentz force, what happens? The electrons in this end B are traveling towards the end A. So from B to A, the electrons are continuously traveling, because of which the end A is getting gathered with more and more amount of electrons. When more and more amount of electrons are gathered at this end A, automatically in between the two ends of the conductor A and B or B and A, a large voltage or a potential difference is developed. That potential difference establishes an electrical field. That electrical field will be directed from B to A. Now what happens when the electrical field is developed? Automatically on the electron, an electrostatic force or a Coulomb force is developed, because at the end B to A you are having a large electrical field. Inside that conductor you are having electrons. So the electrons which are negatively charged placed inside the electrical field will experience a force, and that force is called to be either the electrostatic force or the Coulomb force. So what I have told I am writing. So due to the electrical field that was being developed, so due to that electrical field, a Coulomb force or electrostatic force, we can say a Coulomb force or an electrostatic force is acting on the electron. Electrostatic force, Coulomb force or electrostatic force is acting on the electron or is developed on the electron. So it's developed on the electrons in the direction electrons. Okay, so let us write electrons. Okay, so developed on the electrons along what direction? Along AB. The force is acting in the opposite side direction, because the force available is equal to minus of E into Q. Here instead of Q you are having E. See, E into Q, since the electron is having the negative charge, the Coulomb force or the electrostatic force is considered to be F is equal to minus of E into E. Okay, let us take like this. Due to electrical field, a Coulomb force or an electrostatic force is developed on the electrons along AB. That is, that value is F vector is equal to what? F vector is equal to minus of E into E. So I can write like this, E vector dot E vector. Now what happens? Now what happens means the magnetic field of, or we can say not magnetic field, magnitude of electrical field. What happens to magnitude of electrical field? As the electrons are experiencing more and more amount of force, then the magnitude of electrical field also go on increases as long as the electrons are continuously getting accumulated at the NDA. So we can write like this: as long as, okay, as long as the electrons are getting accumulated, electrons are getting accumulated at the NDA, accumulated at NDA. Till that accumulation, the electrical field go on what? The electrical field go on increases. The electrical field, what happens to electrical field? The electrical field goes on or go on increases. As the electrical field go on increases, what will happen? See, the electrical field go on increases till the electrons are continuing. See, how long this electrical field go on increases? This electrical field go on increases till an equilibrium is reached. What is that equilibrium? Till that equilibrium is reached. See, when this equilibrium will reach, the magnetic Lorentz force is making the electrons to transfer, because of which the electrical field go on increases. At one particular stage, the force due to the magnetic Lorentz force and force due to the electrical field will balance each other. At that time, there is no more transfer of electrons from the conductor from end B to end A. That we are calling it out as the equilibrium. So we can say, as long as the electrons are getting accumulated at end A, the electrical field go on increasing till an equilibrium is reached. So equilibrium is reached means we can say at equilibrium, we can say that the force due to the magnetic Lorentz, or the force developed due to the magnetic Lorentz force, it should be made equal to the Coulomb force, or it should be equal to the force developed due to the electrical field. Clear? So due to the electrical field, the Coulomb force is developed. That Coulomb force is E into E. That Coulomb force and the magnetic Lorentz force, when they are made each other, if it is in equilibrium, then there is no more accumulation of charges. No more accumulation of charges at the NDA. That is, there is no transfer of electrons from the end B to the NDA. See, when you are considering this equilibrium condition, so what I have written, force, magnetic Lorentz force developed on the electron is equal to the Coulomb force that was being developed on the electron. Let us consider the magnitude. So when you are considering, because both are acting in opposite side direction. So when you are considering about the magnitude of magnetic Lorentz force is E into V vector cross V vector is equal to the force due to electrical field. We have written it as E into E. In both of the cases, I have not applied minus E to the electron because I have taken only the magnitude. Now take the magnitude for the left hand side. See, here you are having the cross product. Then modulus of B vector into E into sine theta. So when I am taking the magnitude for this cross product, I can get the equation as B into E into V into sine theta is equal to what? Is equal to E into E. See, in this equation, I can cancel this E and this E. So what will be the answer? From this, I can write E equal to B into V. Why? Since theta equal to what? Theta equal to 90 degree. So I can write sine theta equal to 1. What is that theta? Theta is angle between the magnetic field and the velocity with which the conductor is in motion. See, conductor itself is perpendicular to that of the magnetic field. So while the conductor is in motion, the angle between the magnetic field and the velocity is considered to be perpendicular to each other. So theta becomes 90. When theta becomes 90, sine 90 is equal to 1. So I can get the relation as E is equal to BV. I am taking this relation as relation number 1. But we know that the electrical field can be written as E is equal to V by D. But we know that, see, in the first lesson we have stated that electrical field E is equal to V by D. We are in need of what? We are in need of the potential difference, EMF. So what I can write here? Here, the value of electrical field E is equal to V by, instead of D, it is the length of the conductor AB. The length of the conductor is L. Therefore, from this relation, I can write the potential difference V equal to E into L. Take this as equation number 2. Take the value of E from equation number 1 and substitute it here. So substituting the equation 1 in equation 2. So let us write substituting, okay, substituting equation 1 in equation 2. That is for substituting for E. What is the value? Therefore, the potential difference developed V is equal to, instead of E, I can substitute V into V into L. This V is potential difference and this V is velocity. So generally, we will be writing it as B, L, V. So V gives you the potential difference. Usually, the potential difference here in between the two ends is taken to be EMF. But we can state V is taken to be EMF developed between the two ends of the conductor AB. If that is the case, then I can say this EMF developed is represented as this E. Therefore, this equation can be written as EMF E is equal to B into L into V. So this expression gives this equation, or this expression gives the motional EMF. So the EMF that was being developed in between the two ends of the conductor when the conductor is moved inside the magnetic field towards right or perpendicular to that of the magnetic field. See, if the conductor is having a resistance R, if the conductor is having what? Is having a resistance. That is the resistiveness for the flow of current or EMF. So, if the conductor is having a resistance capital R, then the current available is given by this EMF, motional EMF. Similarly, I can able to calculate the current induced. So, then the current I is, then the current I can be written as EMF divided by the resistance, which is equal to EMF is what? EMF is B into L into V divided by R. This we are taking it as the expression for what? Expression for the current that is developed in the conductor when the conductor is making a motion inside a uniform magnetic field from left to right. Hope you should have understood. Thank you. Let us meet in the next video.